Let's get to the news. A portrait of President Trump was recently removed from the Colorado state capitol after Trump claimed that it was, quote, purposefully distorted. I mean, it's not terrible. Just looks like Trump from a different timeline where he's the beloved founder of a moderately successful Long Island tile company. Trump tile, it's grrr out. Anyway, I like it, and we're going to use it for the rest of the monologue. Vice President J.D. Vance visited an American air base in Greenland last week and said to the soldiers, quote, "It's cold as here." Even weirder, he then said, "You killed Kenny, you bastards." President Trump was set today to sign more executive orders. More executive orders like moving war plans to Snapchat. That way they disappear more secure. President Trump said in a new interview that he will not. Look, someone worked hard on it. President Trump said in a new interview that he will not fire anyone involved in the Signal group chat that accidentally disclosed plans for airstrikes on Yemen to a journalist. Really? You're not going to fire anyone for that? You fired Meatloaf for not selling enough hot dogs in Times Square. President Trump said in a new interview that he is not joking about seeking a third term and added, quote, "There are methods." In response, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced that Democrats will have a plan in place to stop him by 2032. The Trump administration is reportedly looking for corporate sponsors for the White House Easter egg roll. Yeah, that's how bad egg prices are right now. It's either cancel the event altogether or welcome kids to the White House egg roll presented by Tostitos. During an event last week, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said the first time he saw West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey, he said, quote, "You look like you ate Governor Morrisey." Hell of a thing to say when you look like you drank from the wrong chalice. The food delivery service DoorDash has announced it's partnering with the finance firm Klarna to offer buy now, pay later plans for meals. Previously, the only way to pay later was by ordering Chipotle. A New Jersey resident who won more than $1 million in the lottery said they were inspired to buy a ticket by a dream. The dream of finally leaving New Jersey. Several residents of an Oregon neighborhood have discovered jugs of urine in their recycling bins. To be fair, those can be recycled. President Trump said in a new interview that he is, quote, not joking about seeking a third term because third time's a charm. President Trump is set to announce a new set of tariffs tomorrow, and what he said will be, quote, Liberation Day. Ah, yes, the day we'll all finally be liberated from our 401ks. According to a new report, the Windsor knot is the preferred necktie style for members of the Trump administration, and the preferred length is 84 inches. I like to make it look like a front tail. A big old red front tail. During a congressional hearing with public broadcasting executives last week, House Republicans accused NPR and PBS of pushing left-wing views. I told you they were going to come after gay marriage. Half funny, half super bummer. At a rally in Wisconsin on Sunday for the Republican candidate in the state Supreme Court race, Elon Musk said it's important to have children because the birth rate is declining and added, quote, kids will make you very happy. At least the idea of them will. You know, just knowing you've got 14 or 15 out there somewhere just could really warm your heart. A Bible that was given to O.J. Simpson by Robert Kardashian Sr. recently sold at auction for more than $65,000, even though it's apparently missing the fifth commandment. 2025 O.J. jokes. That's right, an auction house. Oh, good, there's going to be another one. Because let's get a picture up. That's right, an auction house recently offered a collection of O.J. Simpson's personal items. It's final sale, so just make sure they fit first. Today was the 62nd anniversary of the premiere of the soap opera General Hospital. Of course, the show first began as a spin-off from Grey's Anatomy. The baby brand Frida has announced it will offer breast milk flavored ice cream. So if you love ice cream and you love being on watch lists, yeah, you got like a gallon? I can't decide. Chunky monkey breast milk. And finally, a woman recently returned a book to a New Jersey library that was 99 years overdue. Luckily, it was New Jersey, so no one was waiting for it. What? Democratic Senator Cory Booker delivered a 25-hour, 4-minute speech yesterday on the Senate floor, shattering Adrian Brody's record. That's right, Senator Cory Booker broke the record last night for the longest speech ever delivered on the Senate floor. The previous record was held by Joe Biden after somebody asked, what was it like growing up in Scranton? Oh, yeah, you're going to want to sit down for that. President Trump said in a new interview that he expects Elon Musk to eventually return to running his portfolio of companies once he's finished working for the federal government. Once he has finished off the federal government. That's right, President Trump expects Elon Musk to return to running his companies and added, quote, I think he's amazing, but I also think he's got a big company to run. Though, to be fair, not as big as it used to be. Vice President J.D. Vance is reportedly set to appear tomorrow morning on a special broadcast of Fox and Friends from the White House lawn. It's part of his ongoing campaign to get someone to let him inside. Vice President J.D. Vance headlined an RNC fundraiser this week in New York City. It's the first fundraiser where the thermometer went down. Wait, we owe 50 grand? President Trump appeared in the Oval Office with musician Kid Rock this week to sign an executive order to combat exploitative ticket scalping practices. Yeah, that's all well and good, but why is he dressed like a Latvian figure skater? He looks like if Elton John stormed the Capitol. An aide to White House National Security Advisor Michael Waltz reportedly discussed sensitive military information using their Gmail account. So good luck to any foreign countries who want to attack us. You're going to have to correctly identify multiple traffic lights. During a briefing yesterday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt explained the definition of necrophilia and told reporters it was the, quote, sexual obsession with a corpse. Even worse, the question was about tariffs. In honor of April Fool's Day, Burger King gave away free onion rings yesterday to reward members. The way it works is you order some fries and there's one in there. April Fools! The Edelman Fossil Park and Museum opened over the weekend in New Jersey and sells bags that say, South Jersey, a hotbed of dino action, not to be confused with the rest of New Jersey, which is a hotbed of dino action. Like today, we're saying this is today, New Jersey. This is basically also dinosaur times. Actor Harrison Ford was photographed on Monday riding the New York City subway. Man, he's amazing. 80 years old and still doing his own stunts. And finally, a Duke University administrator recently said the school did not approve the use of their logo in the White Lotus and added that the show, quote, not only uses our brand without permission, but in our view, uses it on imagery that is troubling. Meanwhile, the makers of lorazepam are ecstatic. Been a great series for lorazepam. During a ceremony yesterday in the White House Rose Garden, President Trump announced sweeping new tariffs on U.S. trading partners and held up a poster highlighting some of the new duties. Why is he holding it up like that instead of using an easel? Is there a tariff on easels? Looks like he just ripped the departures board off the wall at LaGuardia. President Trump yesterday announced a baseline tariff affecting more than 180 countries, including a group of uninhabited islands near Antarctica. So let that be a warning to you, Great Pacific Garbage Patch. We're not going to overpay for garbage anymore. During a speech yesterday, President Trump called groceries a, quote, old-fashioned term. And with the way the economy's going, soon we'll all be talking like that. Remember groceries? Oh, those were the days. That's right. President Trump talked about groceries and said that they are, quote, a bag with different things in it. Yep, that's who we picked to run the economy. The guy who looks directly at an eclipse and tells us what groceries mean. Also, that's not even a good definition. A bag with different things in it? That could be anything. During Trump's speech yesterday, he said that the income tax was imposed in 1913 for, quote, reasons unknown to mankind. Here we go again. He doesn't know something, so it has to be unknown to mankind. Mr. President, what's the capital of Vermont? It's unknown to mankind, I think. They don't even have one, and it has to stop. People want to find the governor, and they don't know where to go. They just look around in the woods. It's sad. President Trump is set to travel today to the Trump National Doral Golf Club. I guess he needed to do something where low numbers are good. Former President Joe Biden's sister-in-law, Sarah, was reportedly pulled over earlier this year for speeding in Maryland, or as Fox News called it, the only thing going on in the news today. New York's MTA yesterday unveiled a new subway map, which will make it much easier to see where you're not going. Waffle House announced yesterday that for the first time in the chain's history, it will offer delivery. Oh, wow, that's amazing. So now they'll just come to your house and fight you? And finally, the sandwich chain Subway today began offering Doritos footlong nachos. So to answer your question, yeah, weed is way stronger than it used to be. You guys, that was a monologue, and here we go.